4, 3, 2, 1. Hi there, everybody. Meteorologist Dontae Jones here in the Dick Goddard Weather Center. We didn't have a 6 o'clock newscast or a 7 o'clock this evening because of basketball, so figured I'd hop on here and get you caught up with the forecast and to also talk about what we saw yesterday in terms of severe weather. Quite a bit. Spent the afternoon not only on the air giving you the forecast at 4 and 5 o'clock, but also trying to compile some of this tornado information, driving our web team crazy because it changes every 5 minutes. And so we're constantly updating. 1 minute you may look at the website and social media and it may say one thing, the next it's another, as the National Weather Service gets out there, surveys the information, gives us the information, and we constantly update. And they update information too. So at 1 minute, tornado may be an EF2, then the next it may be an EF3, and that's what we had in Logan County too. At first, there was some consternation. Were there 2 tornadoes, 1 tornado, what have you? So I think we finally got that figured out. So it's been a crazy, crazy evening yesterday, and then much calmer today. But now we're seeing some of the damage. If you head over to our social media pages, you're obviously here on Facebook Live, so you've seen some of our probably our Facebook stuff. If not, if you're just just seeing that, hey, we're live, scroll through some of the posts. For some of the prior posts on Facebook here on the Fox 8 Facebook page, you'll see some of the damage and not only some of the damage, but some of the pictures and videos of the actual tornadoes that rolled through and some of the thunderstorms. And then also over on my Facebook and Twitter and Instagram pages, I also have pictures and videos of some of the damage over there as well. So wow, what an evening, what an evening. I won't get on, I'll just take just a quick second to say this is the time of year where, and most of us know this already, that severe weather happens. And so we are going to interrupt your favorite program when tornadoes happen and tornado warnings happen. And this is the reason why, because tornadoes are damaging. They're ravaging people, and you got to know. We haven't, I think maybe the Weather Channel so far has figured out a way how you can broadcast to the people that are in the path of the threat and everyone else see regular programming. Local television has not got there yet. So local television does not have the capability yet to say, we will only broadcast for the counties that are in the warning area and everyone else can see, their favorite programming. So we still are in the days where we're going to interrupt your favorite programming when there's a tornado warning that pops up. And thankfully so, and because, wow, these tornadoes yesterday were just monsters. This is stuff that you see out in the Great Plains states. And it's because we had a warm spring. We've had a warm February, a warm March so far. And so we like the warm weather. But what comes along with the warm weather, you got to take all facets of it. And that means the craziness of it as well. And that's the severe weather. So we're going to get back into the 40s. So with getting back into the 40s and the cooler temperatures, that means we keep the severe weather away, thankfully. So there's that. All right, let's talk about what's going on. I usually like to start with the headlines, give you my thesis statement, what we're going to cover in this evening's Facebook Live program, in this paper. The weekend's looking good. Tomorrow, sunny for the most part. We'll call it partly cloudy, but you'll see some sun. And then temperatures near 60 degrees on either side. It is going to be awfully gusty, gusts about 30 miles an hour because we're ahead of a front that's going to come in tomorrow evening and then cool us down for Sunday. So that means we'll get some showers Saturday evening, like 9, 10 o'clock. So if you're spending a night on the town, if you're going to spend the evening out tomorrow evening, then grab the rain gear, grab the umbrella, because there'll be some showers around. Then on Sunday, behind the front, will be much cooler, but seasonally so. We'll be in the mid-40s for your St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day will look a little different. It's variably cloudy, so there's times of sun, times of clouds, and then coming in off the lake, there's every now and again an isolated rain-snow mix. It's not going to be one of those days where everybody's seeing a rain-snow mix and it's cold and dreary. And no, there'll be a good mix of sun and clouds, and then every now and again the sky will darken with a little sprinkle or flurry driving by, and then that'll move on by. The sky may brighten up again a little bit. Again, temperature seasonable in the mid 40s for this time of year. So if you're going to the St. Patrick's Day parade in Cleveland or anywhere else, or any outdoor activities for St. Patrick's Day, it should be fine. It's just, again, the temperatures will be seasonably cool in the mid 40s. Nothing to write home about. Average for this time of year. And then on Monday, snow showers. Not going to really get a whole lot from that. It's just on and off again, snow showers throughout the day on Monday. And then first day of spring comes in on Tuesday, and we end up with temperatures right around 40, a little cooler, mostly cloudy. We gradually get a little bit warmer as we head into the middle part of next week, but still staying seasonably cool. All right, so let's talk about these tornadoes. Here's my final answer. Remember that I think it was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And is that your final answer? This is my final answer. So after going back and forth with, okay, what's the update? What's not the update? What's going on? Here are the tornadoes that we know about and the information that we know about them. An EF2 tornado, that was the big one that we were covering. The one in Crawford and Richland counties, just south of Huron County, near Plymouth. It was an EF2 tornado with 120 miles per hour. It was on the ground for over 10 miles. And the width was 250 yards. So it was a big stovepipe tornado. So that was half a mile long, half a mile wide that it was. And then the EF1 tornado in Hancock County, 105 miles per hour. That one was on the ground for a little more than 3 miles, and it was 100 yards wide. And then this was the one that gave me consternation back and forth. So the National Weather Service initially came out and said this was an EF2 tornado in Logan County. And then they updated and said EF3. Now, I went back and forth and said, are we saying this is 2 tornadoes or 1 tornado? I think after looking at a lot of information, it's 1 tornado. They just upgraded it from an EF2 to an EF3. More information to come as they dig into the information, as they dig into the data that they've uncovered. So Logan County EF3. Again, that one, if you look on, I believe I retweeted, and on Facebook I shared information on that one. That's the Indian Lake, Orchard Island tornado right there. Just tons of damage. And no doubt that's the strongest one there, an EF3. So again, over on my social media pages. Now I think I have a graphic with my social media info on there where you can take a look at that. That's what, I think that's one of the things with social media is important, is that you can actually see ground confirmation of not only people's pictures and videos of the storm, but you can also see the damage. And what that does is that helps you know that these storms are dangerous. We're not just interrupting your favorite program for nothing. We are letting you know, hey, this is the potential of what these storms can do. So beware. Licking County, an EF1, and then Auglaize Mercer County, an EF1, and then there's a Western Mercer County with an EF1. So far as of 6:54 p.m., we have 6 confirmed tornadoes, but as we go throughout the evening and go throughout the weekend, the National Weather Service is going to update this and give us more information. We'll fill in those blanks that we have there as well. All right, so let's take a look back at yesterday. This here is our velocity scan, and what this is this is the wind inside a storm. And so that blue that you see is going towards the radar site, and that red is going away from the radar site. So when you have two, I usually do this when I go to school visits. I'll have a student stand next to me, and we'll lock arms and we'll try and walk in opposite directions. And what ends up happening is you end up going round and round. And that's what happens with these winds. And so that's why we look at these velocity scans, because we see if there are 2 winds going in opposite directions right next to each other, that's more than likely rotation in the storm, and that's a tornado. Now, we get ground confirmation when we look at other things to say, okay, is there debris being lofted up into the air? So this here is such a scan where it's so tight and so shiny and bright, if you will, that I think that could almost be a song. But it's so tight and shiny and bright that we have a little bit more ground, a little bit more truth that there's debris being lifted up in the air. And then there are other things like correlation coefficient that we look at as well. Here's another velocity scan as that moved a little further south and east. And then again, another red and green, same concept, red and green. Going away and towards the radar site there. Here is the whole history of the tornado warnings across the state. You see that's back towards the Miami Valley, which is the Dayton area, over towards central Ohio, the Columbus area. And I think they're looking at one in Delaware County as well. So again, there might be another report coming out. And then northern Ohio as well. So we had in total 6 tornado warnings across northern Ohio and 18 tornado warnings across the state. In total. Those are just warnings. Every time you get a warning, it doesn't necessarily mean a tornado is there. It's just a warning. That means the radar has indicated that there is rotation in the storm, and then you have to go out and get ground confirmation and what have you. So 18 tornado warnings across the state. So far, 6 confirmed tornadoes across the state. Interesting about the one that we had, though, yesterday, it was an EF2. 120 miles an hour. The width was 250 yards, and it was on the ground for 10 miles. The last time we had an this is, by the way, thanks to Scott Sable, who loves this data and digs into the weeds for us, and we're so thankful for him. The last time we had an EF2 in March in northern Ohio was back in 1986, and it was around the same area. It was just a few miles up the road from the one that we saw here, and it had a width of 200 yards, similar to the one yesterday. It was 250, and it was on the ground for 8 miles, similar to the one yesterday on the ground for 10 miles. So that's some interesting history right there for you. So wow, what an evening yesterday. Take a look at this. This was from Mason Martin. That was a video that he sent us, but we froze the video and took a still shot here of that tornado. And this is what we call a stovepipe tornado because it's lower to the ground and it's fat. As opposed to a rope tornado, which is skinny and longer. But this is about a half-mile wide, according to the emergency management, and the National Weather Service confirmed it later. So it's just, my goodness, that's a monster right there. A monster. All right, here's satellite and radar. We are starting to break up the cloud cover out west. So at Put-in Bay, I'll show you that camera. You'll see some sunshine. But here across much of northeast Ohio, we're still seeing cloud cover. Sun sets in about a half hour. And so we may, I don't think most of us will see the sun before it sets. I think it's going to stay cloudy. But we should have a pretty nice sunrise tomorrow. But there's right now there's Put-in Bay where they're seeing loads of sunshine out there. Let's just take a look at. Well, you know what? I don't think any of us is going to see sun. We'll see what Cleveland's seeing here. We'll run through this time lapse and see if we're seeing any sun in Cleveland, which I don't think we are. I'm looking outside the windows here, and it's just gray. So yeah, I think it's still gray downtown. Not seeing anything there. There's again that Put-in Bay time lapse. All right, so today we got to 57, but that 57 was early this morning. Temperatures have been cooling throughout the day behind this cold front. 41 was probably later on today. Normal 47 and 30, so that's what I'm saying. So 47 is our normal high for this time of year, so we're going to get to that around St. Patrick's Day on Sunday. And then 30 is our normal low. We'll make a run for that tonight. We'll still be a little milder, about 5 degrees warmer. Record, back in 1990, 80 degrees back in 1990, and then 3 degrees back in 1993, which I have those in my This Day in Weather history. I don't know if I have that pulled up. I do. So we'll see that in a second. Anyway, sunrise 7:38, sunset, like I said, in about half hour, 7:35. We're just about at that 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of dark as we get closer to the spring equinox. All right. So temperatures rising. So Mansfield looks like you're seeing some sunshine out there. 45 degrees. All right. Look where they had sunshine for longer periods of the day out in Toledo and Findlay. They're in the 50s. That's beach weather right now. We're cloudy everywhere else. Temperatures in the lower to mid 40s here. But again, that's not bad. That's about where we should be with temperatures as an average high being 47. We drift off into the evening here. We're usually going to be in the 40s. Gradually clearing skies as we go through the evening. You can see that right there, and temperatures dropping to the 30s overnight tonight. If you're going to do some fishing this evening, it's a quiet one. There's a little breeze from time to time, but we'll eventually calm the winds. They will back off, and the skies will clear. It'll be a pretty quiet night to do some fishing. All right, on this date, like I just mentioned, all of Northeast Ohio hit a record of upper 70s and lower 80s in 1990. Then in 93, we turned around and hit cold records where we were in the single digits and below zero. So, wow. Every year it is something here in Northeast Ohio, isn't it? And it makes it fun. All right, here's the futurecast. So we got southwesterly winds. See those wind barbs there coming in out of the southwest, and they're going to be gusting tomorrow up to about 30 miles an hour. But the good news is we got some sunshine. The clouds are just off to the north at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we've got temperatures on either side of 60 degrees. It's going to be fantastic feeling. Then the clouds come in, and so do the rain showers. See, there's 9:30 tomorrow evening. Scattered showers roll through. That's a cold front. And then the cold front comes through, and then look at Sunday. Sunday morning, we'll have some sunshine. Sunday afternoon, we're partly cloudy or variably cloudy. It mix of sun and clouds, at times more cloudy, times more sunny, at times sunnier. But you'll notice if you look off to the east, say look just to the north of Streetsboro and to the south of Ashtabula, you'll see some snow, rain-snow mix right there. So that's what I'm saying throughout the day. Most of us remain dry, but throughout the day, there's an isolated rain-snow mix. There's 430 right there. If you look where, right in between Oberlin and Cleveland, you'll see a brief rain-snow mix right there over Cuyahoga County. But mostly everybody else is dry. You see that there? So it's again, a passing rain-snow mix possible, but it's isolated. Not everybody's going to see it. It's not going to be all day. That's why I said if you got outdoor things to do, we are mostly dry on Sunday. At times clouds, at times sun, seasonably cooler in the mid 40s, a little breeze at times. So you're fine with your outdoor activities. Just dress appropriately. So if you know it's going to be 40s and breezy, then you know you're going to have a heavier jacket on. If you're going to be outside for a while, you'll probably want the gloves and the hat because it's very different. 40s and breezy going into a building and out of a building or into the car or out of the car, you can just have not even a jacket. You just have long sleeves on and you're fine. But if you're going to be sitting or standing outside for a while watching a parade or eating or drinking or festivities or whatever, you're going to be outside for a while. So you want to dress warmer than just going in and out of a car. So you want the heavier jacket, the gloves, and the hat there for you. And then look at this stuff. We get into Monday, and there are more snow showers around for Monday. That's not going to amount to anything. If it does amount to anything, it's probably just a dusting on grassy surfaces in the snow belt. That's about it. It's just on and off again, snow showers. So tonight, 35, partly cloudy to mostly clear. The winds are going to back off. We're going to be calm. First thing in the morning, not going to be bad at all. We'll quickly warm into the 40s and 50s through the day. Mix of sun and clouds to mostly sunny tomorrow. Temperatures by the lake anyway in the upper 50s. Away from the lake, you'll be in the lower 60s. But those gusty winds up to 30 miles an hour are going to be with us too. Again, that's that weekend forecast where it's variably cloudy on Sunday behind the front and temperatures in the mid 40s, maybe a little breeze at times. There's your St. Patrick's Day where we're looking okay. All right, here's the 8-day forecast. Again, we get into Monday, scattered snow showers, 37. Last day of winter, we say bye-bye. Arrivederci, solavaya. It's getting out of here. And then 40 on Tuesday, the first day of spring, mostly cloudy skies, maybe a leftover flurry here or there. And then on Wednesday, first full day of spring, seasonable, mid-40s. Same thing for Thursday, mid-40s, some sunshine. And then a warm front comes through. We got scattered showers on Friday, 51. And then starting to cool off next Saturday, 48 degrees, with the chance for some showers there next Saturday too. So this weekend looking okay. Not a bad weekend coming up this weekend, in all honesty. All right, so that's it for me. I will continue to look at the National Weather Service. You know, as a matter of fact, I think I got rid of I think I took away my social media graphic that showed all of my social media info. Bear with me here, and I will look through my graphics to see if I see it. In the meantime, if you are on Facebook and want to see some of the stuff that I've shared with some of the damage and tornado and thunderstorm pictures, you can search Dontae Jones TV or Fox 8 Meteorologist Dontae Jones. I have 2 pages on Facebook. So Dontae Jones TV or Fox 8 Meteorologist Dontae. I think the Fox 8 Meteorologist Dontae Jones page has more with respect to the damage. And then if you are on Twitter, you can search me, Dontae Jones, Fox 8. And if you are on Instagram, Fox 8 Meteorologist Dontae Jones, I'm on there. I cannot find, there it is right there. There we go. There we are. There we are. So you don't have to memorize all that. And again, it's just I follow a bunch of weather pages. Obviously, I'm a meteorologist. I follow a bunch of weather pages and things like that. But I follow them also because I'm interested in it. I mean, you like to see, and I'm not saying storm damage is eye candy to see, not at all, but storms in general, you know, weather photography, weather videography. But of course, when something affects your area that you live in, you want to see how did it affect your area that you live in. So those are my social media handles. If you want to check out some of the damage of storms, as well as check out some of the video and pictures of the storms themselves. And as always, those people that are affected, please keep them in your thoughts, keep them in your prayers. We all got to take care of one another. It's just a scary time of year this year where weather gets just really, really crazy, and we got to stay alert whatever way we can. That's why we do it. In all honesty, when I go to school visits and I give the definition of a meteorologist to the kids, one of the things is that we study the science of weather, and we use it to observe and predict weather and how it affects life on Earth. That last part is the most important, how it affects life on Earth. And I often say, would I be a good meteorologist if I knew there was a tornado that was headed towards Cleveland and I just kept it to myself? No. Like, the whole point is to tell you, like, hey, there's something dangerous coming your way. And then vice versa. If something great was coming your way, like a 75-degree day with sunshine, you want to know, like, oh, by the way, something great's coming your way. Anyway, that's it here. We will be back on at 10 o'clock, maybe a little late. Sometimes wrestling lasts about maybe 5 minutes into 10 o'clock. So, but we will, for the most part, I think, be on time-esque tonight at 10 o'clock. Other than that, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you at 10 o'clock or see you over the weekend.